Hello everyone, it's Matt here and welcome to the late August slash early September vlog. And there's quite a few things to get through. So I'll start off with events. The next event I'm going to be attending in any form capacity, either volunteering or visiting or stuff like that, is the Black Country Brick Show, which is being held this Sunday the 2nd of September, 10 till 5 at the Briley Hill Civic Hall. And I'm actually volunteering. I'm actually helping set up from about 8 a.m. Because it's a one-day show. I think we can't even set up the day before. It's literally set up on the morning, do the event, and then pack away at the night, and that's it for the event. So that's going to be quite a good one. Any advance tickets are already sold out. Well, they're only 200, but they're already sold out, so it's looking good from that respect. Geek Retreat. Birmingham. I want to thank Geek Retreat because I've been able to exchange quite a lot of them with the gaming merch and a few other bits and pieces I don't really need or use, and it's enabled me to reclaim quite a lot of shelving space, and it's also meant I've been able to exchange it for other stuff as well. So, for example, there's been 4 items I've gotten from exchanging stuff. So we've got 2 Battles of Legend Relentless Revenge foil packs, another pack of the I don't know what this colour is called. Burgundy. There you go, burgundy. Because I've almost had enough to do the deck except for a few. So I've got a few more burgundy ones. It's a nice colour. Not much. I don't really see much of it from what I've seen people playing with it, so it's nice to get that. And then lastly, there is one of these flexible card albums. I've yet to put anything in it, but a lot of this will probably be for the duplicates or other stuff. So it saves it and sorted into little bags like I'm currently doing now. So it's just something to doing that has enabled me to get that stuff, which it's can insert a knock-on effect to that sort of respect. BMR freight cars. Quickly jumping topic there, back to Lego again. There's going to be an update coming soon. I've been quite busy doing a lot of stocking up on parts from all the Bricklink orders, planning what to do next, and making some announcements such as the Union Starch and Refining tanker in that red and black livery, and then the Hooker Chemical car in the black and the orange. I've actually got, if you hold on a second, there it is. I've actually got a good portion of the tank car ready for Union Starch and Refining. So obviously the undersides and the sides are pretty much done. There's no core in it, so it's actually kind of fragile. And also don't have the ends or anything like that, but it is mostly complete. There's no chassis either, so a good portion of it is done, but it just needs a few more parts just to finish it off and that sort of thing. But yeah, it's looking quite good. I am quite excited to get this. If I can get the body complete, I'm not too bothered about chassis at the moment because I don't have any wheels to run them on. I've actually used the last wheels I actually had for the Sussex Hopper, which is what I'm going to come on to next, because the Sussex Hopper has been nothing but a nightmare, and I sort of went, oh, that looks nice, most of the piece of row, I'll do that. And then it's like, actually that piece probably isn't available in green because only one person's selling it, and if it was going to be that rare, I'd expect it to be a bit higher. So I was sort of going, well, I need to paint one of those pieces. I need to paint some of those pieces. I might as well just paint some of those and be done with it. And I know painting is, depending on how some of the hobby views it, some of the Lego fans see it as a bit of hedonistic and sort of bad and impure, and not what Lego is about. And the other side of the argument is, well, Lego don't always produce stuff in the right colour, and it might only be 1 or 2 or 3 parts to do the model, so I'll just paint those parts. and I'm of the latter group. But what doesn't help the Sussex Hopper is it's in green, and Lego does not like producing a lot of parts in green, or at least producing parts in the right colour green. This is the thing. If I wanted sand green or dark green, generally speaking, some of the parts are available, but regular green, nah. So some of you may have seen this on Instagram. It's actually my little painting stand. So this is formed primarily of Technic, and the pieces holding up these individual parts are actually just Star Wars. Move it over here. Star Wars lightsaber hilts, and obviously because they're double-ended in terms of the stud, it enables them to fit in quite nicely. I'm actually using the thick end in the Technic beam and then the thin end in the bricks or the tubes. So there's 5 parts on here, as you can no doubt tell. We've got 2 clips, so they're either end because they're the lowest items. We've also got one of the Technic connectors for the brake cylinder. That was grey. The clips were white, and then I think these, yeah, they were grey. Yeah, the 1x1 brick with the stud. So that's the one side, and then that's turned 180 degrees, so you can sort of see both sides at once. This is only after 1 coat, so I'm going to put on a second coat, probably going a little lighter than I have done previously. But generally speaking, I've been very careful with how I've done it. You know, kept brush strokes in the same way, done that sort of stuff, just to ensure that there's no sort of bad things like that. So there's going to be no like hairlines or stuff like that. Some places there are, like on the bricks, but to be honest, providing I'm careful and, you know, once the second coat's gone on, all the main problems will probably disappear and there won't be too much of an issue. But I just thought I'd sort of share that. Speaking of parts restocking as well for the BMR cars, flex tube, lots and lots of flex tube. It's quite interesting, one of these pieces, because it's actually sort of got a manufacturing defect to it. I don't know how well the camera's going to pick this up, but you can sort of see on this one. Find it. Where is it? There. So on there, you probably can't see that well, but there's actually sort of like an indent there and a line. So I'll probably take a photo of that and put it on Instagram. There's nothing really wrong with it. It's still 3 point whatever it is for the most part, but it is a little flat on one side. So I might see if I can use that, hide that somewhere, and then just fade ignorance of it. But yeah, these are 32 long sections, I think it is. So there's certainly enough here to get some brake rigging and bogies done and a few other bits and pieces. And that's really what's holding up a lot of the cars. It's not the bodies or anything like that, it's just the brake rigging, because unless I specifically place an order for this stuff or remember to place an order for this stuff, I generally speaking forget. And I've, you know, black flex tube, I use an awful lot of it. It's sort of like black flex tube in my model seemed to be of a black hole when it comes to flex tube. You see it continuously going in, and you don't see much improvement, and then you just like, oh, how much have I used? And then you work it out, and you're just like, ah. But yeah, you know, it's good to get a restock, especially with black flex tube. Have been able to complete a car actually, in terms of black flex tube, which is the 20 octane tanker. Because the only thing left on that tanker now is one 4x4 end plate. So that car's pretty much done from that respect, and it's just a lot of other bits and pieces and that sort of stuff. But I'll go on to that in a proper update video. The next 2 things are sort of long-term projects that people have been asking about when I did a brief AMA on Instagram. The brickliner train. The brickliner train doesn't really have as much of an update. I think I discussed it in a different video, in that the most I've done on it is actually just been updating the restaurant car up there with some of the parts swaps, so it's the correct colour instead of being like yellow and brown and stuff. It's actually blue. Um, but again, I've run out of parts from. I've pretty much run out of parts in blue, so I'm just going to leave that for a bit. And to be honest, I've been prioritising other stuff like the Brickmuller Railroader car, so that's been put on the back burner. And the Loco, I still have to redesign the Loco in LDD. I've partly done it, I think it is, but I want to do some more work on it before I actually build a brick prototype of the chassis and make sure it works properly, and get that sort of stuff sorted. The Suburban tank, again, is something that needs redesigning. I've changed the motor position round. I've started the redesign work, but I've just focused on other stuff. So I do need to get some time sorted to do that sort of thing. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm going to enjoy doing the Suburban tank. I mean, technically speaking, I don't have a mock Loco that's actually complete. This is the odd thing, is that I've done so much stuff, but yeah, none of them are complete. Because I do want to focus on, once I've done, and this is the sort of thing I've sort of got, once I've done all the Brickmuller Railroader tank cars I want to do, and get those completed and get those out of the way, then I'll start focusing on other stuff such as the Brickliner, Suburban tank, and stuff like that, so I can get those up to spec as well, because provided I can get at least one Loco done, whether it's the Suburban tank or the Brickliner engine, it means I've at least got one done. Ideally I'd love to do the Brickliner Loco, but there's a few things to work out, like the general aesthetic and that sort of stuff, which has been a bit of a, which has partly been why it's been a bit delayed and that sort of stuff. Gaming news, obviously we've had the Diva Short and the new Busan map. The Busan map's only in the PTR at the moment, so I'm gonna enjoy seeing that move over to the full one. I don't actually have the PTR installed because, you know, it's just to save space and that sort of stuff, so I don't see the point in playing on PTR when I'm going to be playing on the main server anyway, so I'll just leave it at that. The Overwatch Nano Cola Challenge, or Diva's Nano Cola Challenge, the game aspect is 2/3 complete now. So I've got the sprays and the player icon, and I've watched 6 hours worth of Twitch streams, just from yesterday actually, because what I did was I was doing stuff on the computer and had the stream on my second monitor, which turned off, which make me not as appear as ghostly or whited out, so I can actually pretty much got all the sprays now. There's just another, as I said, hour to hour and a half needed, and once I've got that extra hour and a half, you know, that Twitch watching is completed, so I can just focus on doing the other bits of an Nano challenge, such as the games aspect. So I've done, and the thing is, I've done all the arcade wins this week. So I think I might only be 1 or 2 wins off on the Nano challenge. So you know, possibly 1. So yeah, it's, you know, generally speaking, going quite good all round. And I think the priority in terms of gaming, I've pretty much got the 4th Division Shield for the Division 2 sort of Shield sort of like contest or competition, to earn those shields before Division 2, so you can earn some pretty much just visual stuff. There's no actual exclusives. I think there's some emotes which are going to be exclusive, and obviously you got all the skins, but there's no guns, there's no backpacks or anything like that. So once I've done the first 4, possibly 5, I'm just going to leave it at that, because it's just so much hard work, especially the underground stuff. I've been spending quite a lot of time doing the underground stuff. And in terms of the underground badge, I've only got to get 2 hunters for the division, and then that's it for the underground badge. So I might just get that and leave it at that, because that will unlock the stage 2. You know, some of the challenges are really hard. I mean, this is the sort of thing with the division challenges, is that a lot of them are geared towards the high-end players who only play the division, from what I can gather. for some of this, you know, I mean, a good portion of good portion of when I game is to try and relax, and the Division isn't really a game you can use to relax on, especially when you're playing it solo. So who knows? Maybe I may have to go and, you know, try and find some people to play with. But unfortunately, aside from the Dark Zone, generally speaking, I've not had any offers to actually take up on that. So yeah, you know, it's just like, well, why bother in that sense? But that's it for the vlog. I've gone a bit rambly, and it's gone on 15 minutes. So that's it for the late August and early September vlog. I might do one around mid-September, possibly. Remains to be seen. Just to give an update on what's going on with that sort of stuff and everything else. So that's it for now, and see you in the next video.